Welcome to the Mario Perspective USA show. Today we have a show that's totally different. Different than anything else we've ever done. We're going to talk about the Holocaust. Yes, the Holocaust. It existed in Nazi Germany and it exists today. Today, 2025. People are going to say, well, what are you talking about? Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about. The cartels in Mexico are doing the Holocaust all over again. In a small ranch about 1 hour away from downtown Guadalajara, Mexico, the second largest city in Mexico, they found a place where people were murdered, killed, burned. Does that sound familiar? And the sad thing about this, here, now, today, on March 2025, a nonprofit organization from Mexico found this place that was found by the Mexican government in September 2024. Rooms full of shoes, full of clothes, human clothes. Sounds familiar? Holocaust all over again. What is this place? What was this place? What happened in this place? Well, it was a recruiting place. It was a fake place where they would ask and even publicize on social media. You look for a job and you're young and between, I think it was 16 to 25. You know, our corporation will give you a job. You must take a physical first. So they would send me to clinics where doctors would give them a physical. And if they were in good shape, they would send them to this address. Once at this address, the terror would begin. Because now they had to be part of a cartel and trained to become sicarios. And those who did not want to become sicarios were killed, were burned, some were tortured. Sounds familiar? And the government knew this in September 2024. It wasn't to a nonprofit organization from Mexico that went back to this ranch, just 1 hour away from downtown Guadalajara, like I said, and found that there was bodies, a lot of bones from hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of people perhaps that were cremated. They had a temple of the Holy Death. So these guys, all cartel members, are not just cartel members and not just sicarios, but from a sect. They pray to the Holy Death. That's the devil, for those who don't understand. This is the Holocaust all over again. And the government of Mexico knew about this. September was not too long ago. We're in March 2024. Think about this. That's what's under López Obrador. The guy who said there was no fentanyl labs in Mexico. The guy who used to say hugs, not bullets. very corrupt, obviously. The guy who put Claudia Sheinbaum as president of Mexico. You know what? Claudia keeps calling him the president. I've never heard her say on TV, the former president, Lopez Obrador, her boss. I do believe Donald Trump was saved by God. I do believe that. The question is not for one reason, not for two reasons, not for three reasons, but for many reasons. He's the voice and he's the leadership of the whole entire world. There's a lot of bad people in this world. A lot of bad people. We at the Mario Perspective USA show will always call a spade a spade. What is going down, what's happening in Mexico is sad. This place is out of control. If you do not call that terrorism, something that the Mexican government has not done that, at least not in their national TVs. And the president talks every day. She talks every day to the media. I have not heard her say one time, you know what? These are terrorist organizations. I wonder why. What is it that they hide? Her ratings, her approval is pretty high. Well, their secret was talk about the poor people and say, we represent you, in a country that 40% of the people live in poverty. In a country that for many, many years produced poverty. To send to the United States so these people can send money back to the country. That was a business. All it was a business. But this thing about the new Holocaust happening just 1 hour away from downtown Guadalajara should be spoken and talked about worldwide. And if there's any doubts that the United States should go into Mexico, into that country, well, you should really, really look at all the facts. There's too much corruption. The political group called Morena, which was created by Lopez Obrador, which always protected the cartels. Cartels control many, many parts of Mexico. Why is it that the Mexican government always talks about, especially Claudia, always talks about do not invade her land. Sovereignty, sovereignty, sovereignty. She likes that word, sovereignty. I'm beginning to wonder that if she knows what that word means. Can you call sovereignty when you don't control every state of your country? When the criminals control most of the northern states? When you have government that is part of the cartels from every political group there is in that country? Sovereignty? She should stop using words she doesn't know what they mean. And she should let the American armed forces come into Mexico, go into Mexico. But you know what? Eventually, I think that's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen because these guys are terrorists. So, the Holocaust has not ended. The Holocaust lives in 2025. It's the truth. Yet, I've not heard this in Fox News. I've not heard this in CNN. Why? They talk about how they got Rafael Caro Quintero in the United States. They should torture him the way he did tortured Kiki Camarena. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. These people are monsters. And they're monsters because the government of Mexico plays along with them. Mexico produces a lot of billionaires in the government. I wonder why. I wonder where this money's coming from. But I can assure you it's probably money that's very, very red with American blood. This is why Donald Trump must put an end to this. It's got to end. This has to end. Thank you for tuning in to the Mario Perspective USA show. We're the voice of the Hispanic community here in the United States of America. We love our country, but we protect our rights worldwide. And we will not be intimidated by terrorist groups. And the cartels are terrorists. And yes, the Mexican government's part. But they sell themselves. They say, we're not part of this, but they receive money and they look the other way. What's going on in Culiacan for months and months and months and months is a war. Can you see that happening in Oregon or Mississippi or Alabama or New York or even Montana? I don't think so. We need to put an end to these cartels. I call on the best president of the United States that has ever had in my lifetime, Donald J. Trump, to please put an end to this. It's got to stop. The Holocaust cannot exist